Over the past decade, the number of natural disasters have increased significantly, leaving behind record-breaking economic damage every year. Government agencies across the globe are finding managing these events extremely hard. We're delighted to be here today to share our findings and innovations which will help address the challenges posed by climate change and our disaster management practices. Despite these record-breaking losses, the nature of the disaster management industry continues to be a very reactive one. This is a global and highly counterintuitive phenomenon and a symptom of the existing organizations and cultures that have simply not been prepared to deal with these changing situations. We as a company have focused on creating a platform which allows for a proactive culture. It is a platform that is focusing on different stages of disasters, but with a big focus on prevention, on mitigation, and preparedness. And to help address some of these challenges further, we've created an early warning multi-hazard platform, which is highly cost-effective, scalable, and accessible, built on Esri's ArcGIS technology. It essentially leverages multiple layers for providing risk and disaster intelligence throughout their lifecycle. It is powered by an Agnostic AI fusion engine, which can consume image, audio, and text files to bring in intelligence at unprecedented levels. We're striving to create a technology that effectively moves from AI fusion to a conscious AI engine, which can agnostically take in any number of resources to provide adaptive intelligence throughout the life cycles of risk and disasters. It is focused on 21 disaster types and can easily grow to 300 as defined by the UN. It is designed to provide visibility and resilience at various scales. It provides global intelligence at unprecedented rates available commercially and with a surgical focus that can be zoomed down all the way to a community and property level. It is also enabled with color-coded messaging with university-understood colors to allow for ease of messaging and communication. In addition, the communication capabilities are designed in a bidirectional manner for enterprise as well as residential customers. The platform allows for complete situational awareness for communities at a zip code or a postal code level. In terms of support, we have enabled 4 different locations for 24/7 monitoring and dispatch enablement with web, mobile, as well as wearable devices. Mayday's platform provides visibility for 21 disaster types. It is powered by an agnostic AI fusion engine, which provides unprecedented visibility. The engine is constantly fusing data from different layers and different sources for relevant change, and it's detecting at the fastest paces commercially available. In this wildfire example, our engine detected this event in the United States in its first 10 minutes of inception, and some 7 minutes before the first 911 call. What's being depicted in this video is the fusion of various data sources, which include satellite imagery, drone imagery, social media, as well as other assets as they become available. The web and the mobile experience are somewhat similar. The platform also is enabled with event-centric notification and messaging at a group or individual level. For government agencies and disaster management practitioners, our centralized command and control hubs allow for visibility at multiple layers. The experience with these different disaster types are standardized with the capabilities shared earlier with the wildfire example. And with access to global dynamic datasets and as an extension of our hubs, we've created community-centric reporting for better awareness and planning for practitioners as well as community members across the world. With the goal of creating situational awareness and early warning, we've created a dynamic risk score. Mayday's risk score looks at variables such as exposure, vulnerability, and resilience of communities and properties at a parcel level. This score can be a great complement for achieving Sendai's goals globally. We're proud to share our innovations with you today and grateful for the support and recognition of our outstanding global partners. For thousands of years, ancient civilizations understood and discovered the notion of living in harmony with our planet. They understood what it means for the planet to need to recover, need to heal, understood its cyclical nature. And for some reason, through our new civilizations, our new economic activity, and as a consequence of modern medicine that's just simply exploded the planet's population, we've lost our ways of balancing, our ways of life with this planet. It is fundamental for us to rethink how we live in this planet and in harmony with this planet. It is paramount to try to quantify through goals like Sendai and others how we look to prevent some of these events. The bigger and probably the more effective way is for us to find a more balanced way for this planet. Until we truly manage to learn how to relive and appreciate the cyclical nature of this planet, perhaps there are some short-term changes we can make. Perhaps a short-term solution would be to rethink about precipitation, not just through rain and snow, but by bringing water to this planet with other means. This is a planet that's covered with 70% water. We've managed to, pass cables under the oceans to communicate thousands and thousands of kilometers. We've managed to use pipelines for energy and other substances across countries and across continents. What if we managed to bring water back to this land through irrigation, through desalination? And this has been done. This is not a novel idea. This has been done in select countries. But what if we thought about this globally? To effectively rebalance or try to rebalance as a short-term solution in a different way, to rethink about precipitation in a different way. Using nature versus nature can save us, can protect us from these extreme events. Wildfires, as you saw earlier, are events that are fully preventable, and the cascading of wildfires, the loss of heritage, the consequence of mass migration that is happening. If we manage to bring water to these lands through irrigation and bring indigenous vegetation, we can stop many of these events permanently for a fraction of the cost. There are many ways that we can prevent these events from happening. And more importantly, the bigger disaster that's just amplifying and probably not talked about enough is drought conditions, which will affect our way of farming, our planet's feeding cycle, if you like, and we are effectively headed for food shortages across the planet at this rate. So maybe another solution would be to rewild all the farming spaces that we're using for farming, to sink some of these particles from our planet, and to effectively think about farming differently. We can sustain our food, our needs, by leveraging maybe a fraction, 1% of the land that we're using successfully, by moving farming to indoor farming, by using irrigated water. So there are many things that we can do in the short term to reduce the effects of these events, and at the same time find ways as a whole planet to meet our needs, our infinite wants and needs, because we can, but in a balanced way. Ultimately, it's up to us. We truly can find to live in a symbiotic way with our planet again, as opposed to the current parasitic one. Like any host body, our planet will have finite resources to meet this parasitic behavior. We can change this. We've done this before any of these modern technologies that we've innovated and done. But until then, there's certainly some short-term activities that we can take. There are many things that we can do to protect ourselves, our civilizations, our precious heritage that was handed from generation to generation and generation. And within 100 years, it's just being decimated at a rate that's never been done before. We can do this in a cyclical way. We can create new civilizations. It has never been easier. We've never been more advanced. Thank you again for having us at this prestigious event. We're honored to share our innovations, our ideas with you. Thank you.